Starting in seating and warming up the spine, raising those arms up high before releasing the right arm to the ground, to the hip, to the waist, left arm coming up and over, creating a bit of a side stretch, lateral stretch, and then up to the middle before left hand down, right arm up and over, and back to the middle, and allowing your breath to carry you through the next two, exhaling into the stretch, inhaling, core on, up to the middle, exhaling, stretching to the other side. Ideally about 3 of these in each direction. After the third to the left, raising those arms again, reach up high before bringing it into a twist to the right, following the shoulder with the chin. One arm goes around the back, other hand on the opposite thigh, inhaling to center, exhaling to the other side, just as the breath flows smoothly. See if you can make these movements smooth as you transition middle to the twist. And again, 3 of these in each direction would be ideal. As we return to center, after that third to the left, arms raised before exhaling back, lifting the breastbone, lifting the gaze, hands to the middle before taking a seated cat. Breathing in, reaching up, a little bit of spinal extension, inhaling to the middle and taking the spine in the opposite direction as you curve and you stretch. And finishing after your third seated cat before returning to sit tall. Notice that spine, notice how you feel. And then we'll change position. Coming over onto the back now. So into semi-supine, knees bent, feet on the ground. And as you feel that back lying on the ground, settled, let's switch on those pelvic floor and tummy muscles as you exhale, drawing up, drawing in. As you inhale, release. And as we know, that movement, that engagement and releasing often creates a bit of a tilt at the pelvis. Having woken those muscles up, let's bring the knees in over the tummy and then extend 4 limbs up in the air. Arms, legs vertical, and taking the right arm back, left leg away, stretching in opposite directions, opposite limbs. And the core working to keep your back fixed on the ground now. And then bringing those 2 limbs back to the middle when you've finished. You could do as many of these as you like when you become familiar with them and you become stronger. And then we change it up by taking the arms wide as we bring the feet together, and then reverse that. Hands together, feet wide. And again, it's the core that's keeping the back anchored as the limbs move. Again, you could do as many of these as you like, linking with the breath ideally. And then we complicate it all doing contralateral. So right arm to the right, left leg to the left, back to the middle, and then switching. Opposite arm, opposite leg on the move. Challenging brain a little bit. This is one of those where it all goes well until you lose concentration. When you've done enough of those, hug those knees in over the tummy, and this time one hand on top of each knee and roll through those hips, a few in one direction before changing to the other. And then let's go into a hamstring stretch. Left foot on the ground, right knee in and over, extend that leg up in the air and use your hands to gently guide the toes towards the wall behind. On the exhale, inhale, come away. A few in and out, and then hold one side, one stretch. Now ideally, once you're familiar with this, going for a 90-second stretch is thought to be ideal. But for now, we're speeding on, straight leg lowering, bending the knee, foot to the ground while the left knee comes in, unfold that leg up in the air, and again, hands behind the back of the leg where they comfortably sit, and in and out, feeling for that point that we call edge, tolerable discomfort. And when you've tested that out, let's hold at the stretch where you feel just enough sensation, but not too much. Again, this could be a 90-second stretch. And when you've completed your 90 seconds, straight leg lower, then rebend. Then we're going to roll over onto the side, push up to an all-four square position. And from there, stepping the right foot forward and doing a little rock forward and then back while we move into a front of left hip and thigh stretch, and then switch back to the back of the right leg stretch, hamstring, calf. And then tuck the toes of the back foot under and switching, similar kind of movement. And when you've done enough, lower the knees, return to all four square, step the left foot forward and create the same, rolling backwards and forwards into front of right hip and thigh stretch, and then to left hamstring and calf. Again, maybe tuck those right toes under, lift the knee, and doing this from a lunge position, particularly if the knees aren't happy being directly on the ground. And when you've completed enough of those, stepping back into a downward facing dog, maybe having a little walk of your dog, settling into a still downward facing dog, holding that for as long as you fancy. And when you've held it long enough, we'll walk forward through a forward fold and coming out of that to high mountain in the best way for your spine. And then let's come to the top edge of the mat. So imagining train tracks on your mat behind you, stepping the right foot back onto the right train track, sweeping the arms up in front with the left knee bent, turning the fingers inside out as you interlace, raise those arms, taking them up, out, round and behind, re-interlacing, and then hinging forward, left ribs coming over left thigh, and hinging back up. Release those fingers as you step forward. This time the left foot goes back, Bend the right knee as you sweep the arms forward, interlacing the unfamiliar way through those fingers, raising the arms, looking up, releasing the fingers, sweep the arms behind, hinging forwards, right ribs over right thigh, hands up as the head goes down, and core on as you push up, stepping forward and stepping back with the right leg. Interlacing fingers as that left knee bends, push away, raise the arms, release to the sides, out and behind, interlacing again before hinging forwards, head down, hands up, and pushing back up, stepping forwards. Left foot back, right knee bends, hands sweep forward, interlacing the unfamiliar way. Turn those hands before raising, release to the side and behind with those hands re-interlacing, hinging forwards, head down, hands up, pushing into those feet, strong core. Come forward. And again, you could do as many of those as sits well with you. Dropping down now onto hands and knees, bringing body back into symmetry through a few cat-cow poses. And then pushing those heels back as you come into plank before lowering down through Chaturanga. Can you bend those elbows? Can you keep those elbows tucked in close to the ribs? How slowly can you lower? And then when you have to release all the way down to the ground, slither forwards and into a cobra. Or maybe it's a sphynx coming down onto forearms. Do the right thing for your body. When you need to come out of this, back into your downward facing dog. Walking the feet forward to the hands, forward fold. Core on as you come up. Back to standing. Well done.